Tonight on WSBT 22 News at 6, we are honoring and remembering the life of Father Theodore Hesburgh.
We loved you, Ted. We now commend you to the God whom you served so faithfully. We will miss you, but we know that you now rest in the arms of Notre Dame, Our Lady.
All afternoon, we have been giving you live coverage of the funeral services of Notre Dame President Emeritus Father Theodore Hesburgh. He died Thursday at the age of 97, and today he was laid to rest. We continue our team coverage of Father Ted's services today, and we do that now.
WSBT 22's Kelly Stepsinski and Patrick Roth live on campus of Notre Dame right now. They'll have the latest on the procession from the Basilica to the cemetery and Father Ted's final resting place in just a second.
But first, I want to start with WSBT 22's Annie Chang. Annie, a very emotional funeral this afternoon.
It was, Jennifer, but full of memories and accolades. Today, we heard from two key people in Father Ted's life, the current president of the university, Father John Jenkins, and Ted's younger brother, Jim.
Words of admiration poured out for Father Theodore Hesburgh. Father John Jenkins described him as a champion for civil rights, a world changer, a university builder. But what often gets overlooked is that he did it all amidst widespread criticism.
My basic principle, Father Ted said, is that you don't make decisions because they're easy. You don't make them because they're cheap. You don't make them because they're popular. You make them because they're right.
As we've heard so many times, Father Ted was first and foremost a priest.
He saw a priest as standing between God and man with traffic going both ways.
Jim Hesburgh was sitting by his brother's side when he passed away Thursday. He says his memories of Ted weren't just as a sibling. Sometimes, he joked, Ted was an authority figure.
I was in my freshman year here at Notre Dame at the time of his appointment. That gave me some pause, I'll tell you.
Into your hands, Father of mercies, we commend our brother, Father Ted.
But above all, Jim says, Father Ted did everything with truly good intentions, and he did them to the best of his abilities.
In his words, mediocrity is not how we honor the Blessed Mother.
Jim says his brother knew in high school that he wanted to be a Holy Cross priest. He knew right away this would be his calling. At the live desk, I'm Annie Chang, WSBT 22 News.
A very moving scene today along the processional route from the Basilica to the Holy Cross Community Cemetery. WSBT 22's Kelly Stepsinski is live at Columba Hall between the Basilica and the cemetery. And Kelly, students, alumni, and community members lined that route for quite a tribute to Father Ted.
And Rick, it's customary when a priest from the Congregation of the Holy Cross dies that his brothers walk alongside with him and his fellow priests from the church to the cemetery with the casket as he is carried to his final resting place. But what we don't normally see in these processions is the number of people we saw out here today. It was really quite an amazing sight as the hearse carrying Father Ted's casket and body drove down St. Mary's Road, surrounded by a student body he knew and loved so well. The university canceled all classes after 12:20 today, so students and faculty members could be part of this. And everyone I spoke with out here told me they wouldn't miss it.
You know, just not often that you get to pay tribute to such an outstanding person who did so many things for the country and the world.
I went here when Father Hesburgh was president. He meant so much to the university and also what he did for the country as far as the civil rights movement. One of the great priests, one of the great religious of our time.
He embodies more than just like what Notre Dame is. I mean, he embodies what Notre Dame is in the community and that idea, but he was a great man even outside of the university.
Notre Dame played the entire service on speakers outside the Basilica, and when the alma mater played, the students that were here lining St. Mary's Road put their arms around each other. They swayed back and forth as we see them do during home Notre Dame football games, and they sang along. Such a fitting tribute for such a day that is in great memory of Father Ted. Reporting live at Notre Dame, I'm Kelly Stopsinski, WSBT 22 News.
Well, thousands of people stood in the cold today to say their last goodbye to the man known simply as Father Ted. WSBT 22's Patrick Roth was at Holy Cross Cemetery today. As Father Hesburgh was laid to rest, he joins us now live from the Notre Dame campus. Patrick.
Jennifer, Father Ted said that one of the best things that ever happened to him in his life was becoming a priest. It was one of his greatest joys, and today's ceremony certainly reflected that. It was a brief and simple ceremony to mark an extraordinary life. And as Father Jenkins pointed out in his homily, Father Ted is now buried under a simple cross next to his brothers in the Holy Cross Order, almost indistinguishable from them. And that's exactly how Father Ted wanted it.
We bury him here amid his brothers in Holy Cross. We commit his body to the earth from which it was made.
Now, when Father Hesburgh was asked how he wanted to be remembered, he said that he hoped people would say that while they didn't always disagree with him, at least he was fair and he worked to make the place better. And now he can rest in peace. Live on Notre Dame's campus, Patrick Roth, WSBT 22 News.
Well, there are more services this evening honoring Father Ted. Notre Dame is holding a public tribute at the Purcell Pavilion. The doors are already open. It starts at 7:30. It's free and open to the public, but you must have a ticket to attend. Several people, including former President Jimmy Carter, former First Lady Rosalind Carter, and former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, are expected to speak at that memorial. We will be streaming the tribute on our website, wsbt.com.
And we are continuing to cover the latest on services and tributes to Father Hesburgh today. Tonight on WSBT 22 News at 11, we will have much more on the life and legacy of Father Ted. And as always, you can find the latest on WSBT.